open up with a brief statement from Coach, and we'll take some questions after that.
Yeah, appreciate you guys being here. I thought I'm proud of our team. Obviously not satisfied, but proud of our fight. Obviously, quick turnaround and had to makeshift some things together. I thought Frankie did a great job. Just kind of, being that pressure release for us and doing a lot more ball handling than she typically does. And I thought our team really did a nice job with just playing different positions and getting into our offense, with different looks. And I thought we battled on the boards. A team like South Carolina, and congrats to them. Dawn's a great coach. They got a great program. You can't have a lot of turnovers, and that's one of the things that we talked a lot about. But I think the biggest difference for us, I'm not used to playing at that pace. I know these guys aren't used to playing at that pace. Usually we're able to do a lot more in transition, and so it resulted in a lot more of a half-court game for us. I thought we actually got some really good looks, and so a lot to build off of for sure. Again, disappointed, but not deflated, and I think if we can bottle up what we did today, the focus that we had, and continue to move forward, we've got a lot of young players out there, and this is going to help us get better.
Robin, what did you like, what you saw specifically from your freshmen? You look at both the Abbeys and, Grace, going out there competing with the number one team in the country.
Yeah, I thought, Schruck was in a tough spot, obviously, first time starting, and welcome to college, right? You're playing the number one team in the country, but she's such a warrior. She's such a fighter. I know she didn't shoot the ball particularly well tonight, but did a lot of good things for us. And I thought, Slaughter was really, really good for us as well. And Hannah got into foul trouble early, but she battled. I didn't feel like any of them backed down. It's a game of inches. You got to do you just got to be so disciplined if you want to have a chance to beat a team like South Carolina. But I thought our freshmen, the way the poise that they played with, I thought it was pretty dang solid.
When you look at how valuable is that experience when you're that young, getting a start, especially for Abbey against South Carolina?
Huge. I mean, we started 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a fifth-year senior. So just it's a different feel. I think sometimes that can be a good thing, though. You don't know what you don't know, and you just lace them up, and you got to go play. And I thought that's the mindset that our players had, and really proud of the way they approached the game. I think that is huge. In the SEC, you've really got to get yourself mentally and physically ready, night in and night out. I feel like we all collectively felt like we didn't bring what we needed to bring against a good Alabama team, and that's a tough lesson to learn in the SEC. But I know there was some really good talk in the locker room, and just the importance of the focus and the attention to detail that we had going into this game. I thought was really good, and hopefully something we can continue to build off of.
Coach, you had some players in foul trouble early, including Ashton and Hayley. With some of the injuries and some of the things that you knew about your team, did that make you more likely to leave them out there for longer stretches, even with 3-4 fouls?
We didn't have many other options. Just rotations and I think you got to put yourself in a position to stay in the game. And, this isn't a team that you get down 15, 20, it's going to be really hard to come back. And so, you just hope that, they can play smart and not put themselves in a position to maybe pick those extra fouls up. But, we played them a little longer than we probably typically would.
Coach, when I caught you a little bit on the radio last night, you mentioned that you felt like Ashton was turning the corner, tying for the lead in points, tying for the lead in assists, and leading the team in rebounds. Just what did you think tonight was for her?
Well, that's pretty good. No, I'm just kidding. She works so hard at what she does, and I think a lot. I talked about this last night. I think a lot of times when you invest so much, it in an odd sort of way, you build pressure on yourself because you've put in the work and you just want it so bad. And I think for Ashton was about taking a deep breath and maybe putting her focus somewhere else. And how do I pour into leadership more? how do I pour maybe more into my rebounding, my communication? You know, our team needs connectivity. We got a lot of young kids out there. How can she help elevate in those areas? And typically good things come for you. And she's had a couple good practices, and I know it means a lot to her, and so I'm really proud of her ability to recalibrate. And I thought she had a big game for us, and she's had a lot of big games for us this year, and I think she's growing up in front of our eyes, which is exciting.
Ashton, is that what you felt like was playing out tonight?
Yeah, I think it was just a switch of mentality coming into the game. I felt like there was a period of, just like Coach P said, maybe some pressure, but I just felt like we play our best, especially as a team, just going out and playing free and just kind of playing with the chip on our shoulder, and I felt like that's the type of mentality that we have to carry into all of our SEC games. So.
Hayley, how much did you feel the offense changing, and how did you feel with a little more on-ball action with Mama out tonight?
Was definitely felt a little different out there personally. But I mean, like Coach P said, I'm really proud of the way that everyone just kind of embraced the situation we were in. Thought we did a good job. I mean, it's not like we had a ton of time to prep for just being in different positions, so I think it says a lot, especially with so many young kids, just their ability to execute on the fly, and just a really smart basketball team, and I think that showed up in that area.
Hayley, it seemed like in the first half especially, it was taking, so much work to create an inch of space offensively. It came a little bit easier in the second half. What was the change or adjustment that you saw that was leading to you being able to get some more open looks after the break?
With just the players in the locker room, that was one of the biggest things we talked about. We felt like they were just kind of really spacing us out, and it was just, setting our man up, really sprinting in intentionally, and then separating out of our screening action. We talked a lot about the tempo we have to play with and not having turnovers, but I think we were starting to let them space us out instead of also staying in attack mode, and I think we made that adjustment a little bit the second half.
Haley, as a leader on this team, what do you tell, especially those younger kids that you mentioned after a game like this where, Robin says, try to build off the fight you guys showed?
The whole message was just how we showed up tonight. Tonight felt a lot like the LSU game, and like she said, against Alabama, we feel like we didn't bring that same edge. So the message was just like, it starts tonight, we go to bed, get a good night's sleep, come back and prepare for a huge game on Sunday. And number one team in the country or whoever it is in the SEC, you have to prepare the same way. Just bottling what we did preparation-wise, mentality we had, and bringing that into every game was the biggest message.
Coach, we talk about how difficult this SEC schedule is. Last year, you suffered a 6-game losing skid on a 3-game losing skid to start SEC play. How do you make sure that this doesn't spiral? What's the message to your team?
Yeah, different team, different season. I'm so, the work that these girls continue to put in, you have, what they do outside of what's required has just been incredible. I don't even know if it's worth talking about because it is a completely different locker room that we've got a couple vets that remember that. And we don't want to be an emotional roller coaster. We want to just continue to grow and get better. We're young. We got a lot of new players, obviously, in our rotation. And so if we're learning, we're growing. There's a lot of games left to play. And, it's just the mindset of tomorrow's a new day. We're 0-0, and we got to come battle, and we got to attack the day and win the day in our prep.
Coach, y'all were the second team all season to hold Camila Cardozo to single-digit points. Just what do you think worked specifically on her defensively? As she's one of the best post players in the country. What was so successful with her?
Oh, we'll probably talk about that next time we play them again. And so, you got to try and find all the nuggets you can. And so, I thought our girls did a good job of just positioning on what that needed to look like.
Any more questions? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.